All right, so there is something that I want to discuss with you guys um, that I feel can use a little bit of clarity. Um, I did a previous video, but there was something that I forgot, and I'm not familiar with this whole editing and interjecting whatever, blah 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 blah. So, what I want to discuss with you guys that I feel a lot of people misunderstand, they misrepresent because they have been given a very bland definition or understanding of what this particular thing is. And it's just like love. A lot of people claim that they love another, and their understanding and their way of performing this act of love is based off of what society deem as love is, and society basically comes from more of a Hollywood standpoint of what love is, and that is so far from what love truly is. Okay, 99.9% of people do not know what love is. So all people who claim that they love their person, blah, 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 but yet you feel the need to possess this person, you feel the need to own this person, you feel the need to control this person can't be free, this person is not free to be themselves. That's not love. But that's not what I came to talk about. That's just me giving some kind of an example of what it is that I'm talking about. But to get into the meat of this thing, and I won't be before you long, I'm just going to kind of scratch the surface of this because I don't want to make this video long. But what I want to talk to you guys about is authenticity. This is another word that people like to throw around because they lack an understanding of what it is. Okay? Most people feel like being authentic means, you do whatever it is you want to do. You're going to dress however it is you want to dress. You're going to be you. Okay? You're going to be you. Now, I'm going to ask you this. What is being you? Okay? Are you being the you that you came here to be? Or are you being the you that society, your parents, your family, your friends, your lovers, all of these labels that they have placed on you, and you've attached yourself to these labels, okay? Are you being that you? Because if you're being the latter you, that's not being authentic. That's you performing. That's you living up to a certain standard of others' projected ideas. That's what that is. You're not being authentic, okay? Now, when one is truly authentic, there are two things that you go through, okay? Two phases. There is a psychological phase that you go through, and there's a spiritual phase that you go through, okay? And let me tell you, this process is not an easy process. It is not. This process requires, one, for you to truly spend time alone. And that is something a lot of people do not like doing. They don't like spending time alone. Because when you're alone and you have to sit with your own thoughts, sit with yourself, a lot of people they can't accept what it is that they're going to see. And that is the part of you that you need to integrate in order to truly become authentic. Because that is a side of you that society says you are not to be. Especially when it comes to women. I'm going to do women. We are to be nice. We are to be pleasant. We are to be docile. We are to be submissive. We are to be cooperative. Okay? This is what society says we have to be. You can't be nasty. You can't be indifferent. Okay? You can't be disagreeable. As for men, you can't cry. You can't show your softer side. You can't be emotional. You got to be hard. You got to be tough. You got to be rough. You got to be aggressive. And we go through life suppressing these parts of who we are. This is part of who we are, what society says we are not to be, because this is not acceptable. This is not deemed normal. What the hell is normal? The way we are living is not normal. Being inauthentic is not normal. But we have deemed the unnormal normal and call it normal. We have deemed the inauthentic authentic and call it authentic. It's backwards, okay? So when you are truly authentic, you like I said, you go through this process, this spiritual and psychological transformation. And it is not something that happens overnight. This thing takes time. And it is a continuation of growth and evolution, because there's so much that you have to filter through because of what society, family, parents, friends, lovers have placed on you, these labels, these titles. You have to filter through all of this. And depending on your age, it's going to take some time. You got people in their 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, those even reach 100. That's a long time. So that's a lot you got to filter out, okay? And this is an ongoing process, all right? And please understand, when you go through this process, this spiritual and psychological transformation, I'm going to call it that. When you go through this, let me tell you, you are going to be confronted with things within yourself that you did not know existed. Trust me with this one. I know this for a fact. I'm not going to tell you something that I have not experienced myself. You are going to cry. You are going to want to scratch and scream and just, there are going to be times when you feel like you're losing your mind. That is normal. That is normal. That is you filtering out the falseness, okay? And your true self is trying to push through, okay? It's like you're giving birth to who you are. That's the process, and it is a very uncomfortable process. So everybody who claiming they're authentic, if you have not gone through that experience, if you not have taken time to yourself, you and only you, and just sit and really feel, and whatever emotions that come up, whatever thoughts that come up, you sit with it and you accept it, because that's who you are. You understand? So you have a lot of people who out here who saying that they're authentic, but yet they feel the need to be validated. They do things to be validated. They do things to be seen. They want to be the center of attention. You see what I'm saying? They're projecting themselves, or they're wearing this mask to say, I am this way, in order to be accepted by others. Okay? And then you have those who like to play these manipulative games, pulling strings in order to get what it is that they want, because they fear that if I was to be who I truly am, then I'm not going to be accepted by another. A true authentic person who has gone through this process, who has gone through this transformation, don't give a damn what other people say, think, or what they do. When you are truly authentic, it doesn't matter what other people say, think, or do. It's not going to change who you are as a person. You're still going to retain your peace. You're still going to retain your happiness. You're still going to be whole within yourself, whether or not these people stay or whether or not they go. Because who you are, your true authenticity is not contingent upon another. That's being authentic. But a lot of people out here, they're playing these roles, they're performing, they're wearing these masks. Because this is what society says I am. This is what my parents said I am. This is what my status, my degrees, my money, my lovers, this is what they say I am. Are you really? Who are you when all these people are not around? That's the you that you need to get in touch with in order to truly become authentic. And that takes time and it takes isolation. So, this is just something that I wanted to come on briefly and kind of bring some clarity to. Because again, you got a lot of people out here who claim it to be authentic and they're not authentic. You're just simply performing and you have gotten damn good at it. You're performing and you don't even realize you're performing. It has become like second nature to you. So, this is going to conclude this video. Until the next one. Peace.